Hey everyone, Joey G with Touch of the Brush Model Weathering, and welcome to the new Penn Reading Industrial Division in HO scale. As you can see, I moved into my new place, and this is the new layout. I have been working the past couple of months on the bench work as well as laying out the track plan to see what will fit. As you can see here, it's coming along really nicely. I moved in here about over a month ago, so I apologize for not putting out a video in the past few weeks. It has been very busy between work and unpacking and also building this layout. The layout is 6 by 14, so 14 feet long, 6 feet wide. That way I can accommodate the 34-inch radius on the main lines. And the bench work really is just a tabletop style. I've been using 2x2s and 2x4s for legs and bracing going across, and then 1x3s that go all along this way, long-wise, along the layout. And then obviously with some of the extra foam and plus buying some more foam, I have a 2-inch foam board on top of the layout here on top of the table. And that's pretty much the bench work. In the middle here, as you can see, there's a makeshift divider. Will separate the two parts of the layout, or the two towns that I will be modeling. As you can see here, here is Emma, Pennsylvania. We are going to recreate Emma from the last layout. The track plan is pretty much similar to what the last layout was. And on the other side will be Vine Street and Vine Street Yard. On the other end here will be a rail yard with a roundhouse as well as a small little Allegheny town, and I will go through each individual town here. Where I am standing and where in the foreground where the camera is, there'll be a scenery divider or more like a vignette to separate each side of the layout. So when you walk around with your train, you will technically not see any other side than the side you are operating or watching your train go through. So you'll have Emma here, Vine Street over there, and then over here either I'm going to have Durbin Grove after my friend Dave, who had passed away a few months ago. This will be more of an Allegheny style mountain scenery, something similar to the Virginia and Ohio made by Alan McLennan. And in the foreground will be another scenery vista, represents something along the Alleghenies or the Pocono Mountains. The track that I am going to be using here, is Atlas Code 100 Flex Track, and the Walthers number 8 Code 83 turnouts, along with Atlas Code 83 turnouts. I am also using code number, code number 70 and 83 Atlas and Micro Engineering Flex Track for all of the industry and the rail yard. And for the branch line will be code 83. That branch line will be the Reading Railroad, and the main lines will be the Pennsylvania Railroad. The layout is based out of the center part, or the center northern part of the state of Pennsylvania, representing a little bit of the Wilkes-Barre branch and the Allegheny Secondary, which my friend Darius has modeled. This land is going to be mainly a display of Pennsylvania and of his collection. Also, if I want to have friends to come over and run their trains, having the Code 100 track helps when you have older models that are being used on the layout, along with some switching, and we could do an operating session or just run trains in loop and have a good time just watching the trains run. So let's get started. We're going to be working with, we're going to be viewing Emma first, and then we're going to go to the other side and show Vine Street. Here's the town of Emma, Pennsylvania. Like I said, not much has changed as far as the track plan. We did add a little bit, and some of the additions will be the crossovers here and the double main line for the Pennsylvania Railroad. The old Reading connection on the old layout will now be the Reading branch line. Will come through here, and this track here will be a yard lead, and we'll continue to the yard around the bend here, and then back around this way. So technically this will be a third loop. The third loop, it's going to be about a 26-inch radius, as then, well, having the Pennsylvania Railroad main lines will have a 34-inch radius curve. We're going to have switches going to the Emma Freight House, and we're also going to be using the Valley Automotive Works. That is going to be an actual industry now. And then over here is going to be the Hummel and Sons Furniture, just like the old layout. And then over here is going to be the Emma Cement Plant, just like the old layout. The difference, the next change is going to be the Boyer Oil, which will be here. Either 1 or 2 tracks here, a nice parking lot for trucks to go in and out. They did transload in those days, I believe. I still got, I'm going to research a little bit of that, but right here will be a bunch of tank cars. You got a cover hoppers, bunch of box cars, auto parts box cars, and all sorts of stuff in this area here. So here will be a nice area to do some switching and do some operations, just like the old layout. On this section right here, or in this little spot, there will be Emma Depot, will fit right here. The only difference I don't have this time is the scenery in the foreground, but we do have the sweeping curves, and we'll have scenery on all 4 corners of the layout. So this is Emma, Pennsylvania. Okay, coming around the bend here, this is Vine Street and Vine Street Yard. Vine Street is the name of a favorite song of mine. It's actually called Vine Street Rumble, made by Benny Carter. It's one of my favorite jazz songs that I used to perform out in college, way back in college. And so actually Al McLennan, Virginia and Ohio, also had I believe a little spot that was called Vine Street on his layout. But Vine Street will actually be an overpass that will cut across the tracks here. And then down here will be a road with a nice little Allegheny town. Probably, I don't know if I'm going to use building flats, but definitely going to be some sort of town. So that's why it's in the background. And then the foreground here is Vine Street Yard. Again, here's the Pennsylvania Railroad main line coming through here. The yard lead ends right here and then curves around through Durbin Grove on back to Emma, Pennsylvania. Also here is the yard lead coming into 3 sub-end tracks, pretty much just like the old layout. And the Reading branch line is over here, and we'll come through here, the yard lead, and loop back around on the yard lead all the way around through Emma and back around to this part of the layout. So like I said, you do have a third loop if I want to run a third loop. Over here is going to might have an industry. Here I'm not sure just yet, just because I don't want to have, again, you want to have an overabundance of track. I don't know if it'll fit here, I don't know if it'll look good. There are a few things I want to have above the tracks, like a cold trestle. There is also a nice, beautiful diorama kit that Darius had that I would like to build and use that as well. So this may not work, and that'll be fine with me. But in the foreground here, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, right over here is going to be a roundhouse. That'll be D. Chagnon Roundhouse, D. Chagnon Locomotive Shops under Darius's name. So I will have the roundhouse there and a turntable, and again, the town will be in the backdrop. Now in the foreground here will be a platform, and right here will be Vine Street Station. And Vine Street Station will have a platform on each side. And then my friend Johnny from Structure Quest Customs, he thought of a great idea to have the fascia board come up just a bit with a little opening, so it looks like you're inside the station, look out into the main line and the yard. So you'll have passenger trains coming in and out of here, along with some freight operations, some switching, some interchange, some locomotive hustling over there, and the roundhouse as well. I plan on I'm going to try to fit a caboose track as well, so you'll have to take cabooses in and out, on and off trains, and put them on the trains and all that. So that will be Vine Street and Vine Street Yard. So next on the layout, as far as the bench work is concerned, there's a few things you need to brace up just to make it more stiff and sturdy. But other than that, we're going to be using that Luan, big sheet of Luan over there. We're going to be covering all of this with a nice fascia board. I do have switch machines from Walthers, and I'll be using those as well as the whole DCC system. As you can see here, I have the NCE DCC system all up on top of here. This nice drawer set, I actually took my clothes out because I needed this to, all this has about 3 layers of loose pieces of rolling stock that go from 1940s era all the way to modern day. So I'm gonna create some handles on each side so you can take a tray out to get to all these cars. And then over here just have a bunch of DCC. There's also DCC, some tools and all that here. So pretty much this is all the storage is underneath the layout as we speak, and I'm organizing it still to where it could be used to where we need to take locomotives out to run or cars to add to the train. Also, I do have a lot of scenery supplies down there. There's going to be, I'm going to be using a booster on the, probably one or maybe two boosters, I'm not sure yet. Probably, I do have two of them, so I'll probably use one booster on each side of the layout. That way we have a good power throughout the good voltage throughout the layout, so we're going to be running trains doing some switching. Obviously I have the car cards and all those from the old layout that I will be utilizing around this layout. And also, let's say have shelving for all the locomotives and stuff like that. So it's coming along, and eventually we'll have a nice curtain going across all of this around the layout, so all the stuff and junk that's underneath the layout will be completely hidden from view, and will give it a nice furniture look once I have all the fascia up around the layout. You can't have a layout room without having some kind of wall of memorabilia. Now, my plan is to have stuff all three walls, all over the three walls here, but here's some of the stuff that I have been collecting over the years. You know, got residue signs and Darius' old Pennsylvania Railroad shirt, Kansas City Southern timetable, as well as locomotive bad order sign for BNSF, Norfolk Southern. I actually have original pamphlets here from the Santa Fe Super Chief, the Texas Chief. They date back from 1926 all the way to the 60s. I have a 1971 Frisco timetable, some pamphlets from the Transportation Museum, National Museum of Transportation in St. Louis, to the Cumberland and Toltec Scenic Railroad pamphlets, Wright River Productions and MRA stuff, some photos I've taken, something my grandmother drew me when I was in Nashville before she passed away. Just all different kinds of stuff. Of course, this big bus station sign from Staten Island where I was born and raised, and this is original. So I like stuff like this. Way back here, I'm starting a whole other wall, and back there I do have a Ward Kimball Classic Toy Trains magazine, along with it Frank Petrusso's Classic Toy Trains magazine. So I may have something over there that's more model railroading based, but this is all like the real railroading stuff, and then probably model railroading on the other side. So everyone, I hope you have enjoyed that little tour of my new place, as well as a update for the new Penn Reading Industrial Division. Again, thank you for all the patience and all the awesome support that you all have been giving me. Just a quick update, I recently found out that I have 9 spots left for my clinic for the NMRA show. It's only $12 a person. So if you are coming to the NMRA show in Dallas, Texas on August 26th, I believe it's August 26th, that Saturday, I will be having a clinic. Weathering for beginners, really. And I hope you can make it. And if you don't go to the class, if you don't come to the clinic and you can't make it to the clinic, I will be around Friday and Saturday. So stop by and come hang out. It'll be such a great time to meet everybody and all the guys who are out here who have been supporting me all these years. So other than that, I hope you guys have a great week. Thank you for watching, and again for the support. God bless you guys. Take care.